Anthony Hirsch here from QualityShot Tennis. I'm here interviewing Joseph Bishop, who is an ATP professional. Thank you for coming on to do an interview.
Yeah.
So, you're here playing the National Grass Court Championships. What is that like? How do you feel grass court differs from hard courts? Do you enjoy it?
Yeah, I do. It's definitely, the bounce seems a lot lower, so there's more places playing closer to the baseline and looking to attack towards the net, and there's a lot of first strike tennis as well. I think as a lefty, I'm starting to learn how to adapt with the game to use slice a little bit more and to mix in body serves and outline serves as well.
Okay, nice. Yeah. How do you like playing on the ITF Tour? How do you like? How do you approach getting into those tournaments? Do you enjoy playing those tournaments?
Yeah, I think it's really good right now. It's been kind of a process of understanding the whole system, right? And that's a learning curve that starts at the beginning. But when you put yourself out there for more opportunities, then it makes much easier to get those points and ranking points that you need as well for the tour.
Yeah. How do you played college tennis at Georgia State? How do you compare the college tennis that you're playing there and the level of the players there to ITF, the ITF level?
I would say it's pretty comparable. I think a lot of those players that I played with at Georgia State either worked their way and were able to get ATP points or competed in qualities of challengers, and even two of the guys got to play in the Atlanta Open one year too. So I think it was good to see the level of where those guys were at, and I don't feel like there's a huge gap between working your way in a top college program to moving on to the lower level tier of the professional circuit.
Okay, interesting. And you played singles and doubles here. How differently do you approach playing a doubles match to singles? Do you prefer one to the other?
I think they're totally different games. I think it's learning to adapt on the surface and play the percentage tennis that makes sense for that opponent and also for that game style as well. I think with the singles points, maybe mixing up the serve and volley a little bit more, playing strategic, understanding weaknesses, and playing close to the baseline. And then for doubles, it's really communicating with your partner to understand what's gonna work best for you guys as a team.
You mentioned serve and volley and singles. Do you like playing that style of tennis a little bit more, the aggressive kind of style?
Yeah, I agree. Normally, I feel like my forehand is my stronger side, but I do like mixing up serve and volley maybe once or twice a game, just to keep the returner honest and maybe make him think a little bit more on returns as well.
Is there a moment in your playing career so far where you feel like you got a lot of confidence, where you felt like this is the moment where you really feel like you can do big things as an ATP professional?
I think earlier this year when I got my first points, that's when I kind of realized that maybe I need to take this more seriously and that I can make a good jump at it. Of course, you only have a year with those points, so you got to make the most of it for that time frame. And I would say there's certain college matches as well that helped push me to kind of realize my potential and what I could do on the court.
Okay, great. So a few more questions here that I had. Take me into the life of an ATP Pro. What's your kind of day-to-day like, your preparations for your matches, etc.?
Yeah, so that's definitely a process that I'm learning and adapting this year. One of the newest things that I'm adding to my schedule is planning out tournaments further in advance. So before I was previously doing tournaments for about 3 months in advance, but I'm trying to even schedule 6 months to maybe even 9 months in advance for tournaments, and that way I'm kind of set of like what surface I need to work on, what stuff in the gym I need to work on as well. And then in terms of like a weekly schedule, it's usually setting up hits for either friends or other training partners that I'm hitting with during the week, and then scheduling fitness and keeping the body healthy as well.
Okay, great. What are your biggest goals and aspirations as a player?
I think right now, one of my goals is I want to continue with the doubles points. So I have a few points for right now for doubles. So I want to continue that as well. And then the singles, sometimes I enjoy more of the singles competitive aspect, and the long grueling matches are something that I enjoy too. So for me, it would be to continue to grow UTR and ITF ranking points as well in the next year.
Okay, great. Did you have a tennis idol growing up of any kind?
Yeah, I think maybe the biggest, being a lefty, probably Nadal and Verdasco were the biggest influences for me because I could kind of match some of their game styles that they were playing, and yeah, that kind of inspired me to work on my game.
Okay, and then last couple of questions here. Did you have a favorite match that you've watched? A favorite professional match?
Favorite match, like from this year or past or present?
Past or present?
Past or present, I would probably say. I mean the Federer Nadal match from '09. I think that was an epic match
In Australia?
for Wimbledon.
Oh, for Wimbledon. Okay,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, for Wimbledon. But I do remember watching the Australian Open '09 live, and it was 4 a.m. and I was staying up to watch the match, and we were cheering for every point. So it was a great match.
Nice. All right, and last question. Rank these 4 things and how much you feel like they define you as an athlete.
Okay.
Loving to win, hating to lose, loving to compete, and also hating to compete. I feel like every athlete has one of those things. So how would you rank those 4 things?
I would probably say first would be loving to compete would be my top. And then I would say my next one would be, I would say winning would be my next one. And then probably losing would be the next one. And then the least would be the competition one, correct?
The hating to compete.
The hating to compete, yeah, because that's really where I feel like I'm not playing my best tennis is when I don't feel like it was very competitive or I didn't give my best effort and things like that.
Yeah. Okay. I appreciate you coming on to do this. Yeah.
Thank
Thanks.
you. Yeah.